Hello everyone, myself Chiranjeev Mani from POSCO Group University. I will be taking you through a wonderful concept called as grid leadership. Now some of you have already read about it or some of you already know about it. Consider this as a refresher. Now before we get into talking about the leadership grid, let me ask you a very basic question. Who do you think is a leader? Or what do you think a leader is supposed to do? Tricked? Or you might have 1,000 different answers for this question? Well, I'm going to bring your attention to a very brilliant quote or definition that is presented by John C. Maxwell, who is writer of the book, The 360-Degree Leader. He says, leader is the one who shows the way, who knows the way, and who goes the way. So let me repeat that again for you. Very simple but very strong. He says, a leader is the one who shows the way, knows the way, and goes the way. Isn't it brilliant? I personally really like it. Now, taking that aspect of a leader, let's straight away jump into the concept of the leadership grid. So in 1960, Robert Blake and Jane Mouton gave the concept of the leadership grid. Now, they said that a leader primarily take care of two different tangents. One is their concern for people, and two is their concern for production or the task. Now, keeping these two tangents in mind, they made a grid which is a 9 by 9 boxes. So ultimately, it's a grid which has about 81 boxes. And they place different leaders on these boxes depending on their high or low interest in the concern for people and high or low interest in the concern for production or task. And it's very beautifully presented. So next few minutes, I will talk about each leadership style that they spoke about. So the first one is going to be called as the 1-1 leadership, which is also called the impoverished style of management. Now in this, the concern for people and production is both low by the leader. They are neither concerned about the people, nor they are concerned too much about the task. So they sit on the bottom left-hand side of this grid, which is 1-1. After that, the next one is 5-5, which sits right in the middle of the grid, which is moderate concern for people and moderate concern for task or production. Going back to the top left-hand side of the grid, which is 1-9. Now in this, the concern of people, the concern for people is the highest. However, the concern for production is the lowest. This is called 9-1 or the country club management. Moving on to the bottom right hand side of the grid, which is 9-1 grid leadership style, it is dictatorial management leadership style. Now in this, the leader generally do not have much concern for people, but the concern for task or production is pretty high. But for an organization to succeed, we need leaders who have a style which is 9-1, the sound or the team or the great leader. Now 9-9 means the concern for production and the concern for people is both on a higher side. Now this leader knows how to manage both of them and keep them on a higher tangent. Let's straight away dig into them a little bit more so that it gets a little more clear to you. So getting back to the first leadership style, which is 1-1. Now considering we are saying that the leader have very low concern for people as well as very low concern for the production, the employees go through a high degree of disappointment because there is no interest of the leader in them. There's no harmony among the group. There's a high turnover. There are higher chances that people will leave that team or probably the organization as well. And it has a significant impact on the organization because it creates a lot of inefficiency. There's no focus on the production or task. The leader is just surviving because of the tenure. So that's 1-1 style, which is indifferent or impoverished. Moving on to the next one, which is 5-5, where there's a moderate concern for people and just about a moderate concern for task. Now, in this, the leader will focus just a little on employees, right in the middle. So employees are not really discontent, but they're just living with it. There might be generally good harmony among the group, but they are not completely satisfied. And since the concern for task is relatively in the middle, you generally have an average performance of the team. Now, for an organization to be competitive in the market, you do not want a leader who perform average. You need people, you need leaders who succeed really well, who give out of the box solutions to the problem, who think differently and should be able to take the team beyond the expectations.